Good morning, Story Trading VIPs. It's Friday, February 10th. Okay, so yesterday made some changes. Talked about it on the post-market wrap yesterday afternoon. I actually sold some Tesla, got a little bit of hedge. You can see QQQ and SPY is down. I'll tell you why I did that as fast as I can. I've been seeing some signs. That the first sign I've been noticing the last few days is exhaustion, especially in risk assets, have not been moving like you'd expect them to on good news. GEO was one of them. BLNK is another one of them. GNS is another one. GNS had additional good news this morning. Remember, they had ChatGPT news, didn't really move this morning. They canceled ATM, not really behaving as you'd expect. So it looks like there's exhaustion out there. Then I saw two other signs yesterday, three others actually. One is a major reversal in Disney from green to red. The other thing I was watching is weakness in Bitcoin, which is often a leading indicator of risk off. Okay, you can see that weakness in Bitcoin. And the other thing was short of our 225 target. At least it looked like it plateaued. Is it that intraday move up here? I didn't like it. It looked like an exhaustion move, although right now this morning it doesn't look half bad, riding up this 200 period average on the 5-minute candle. So for all of those reasons, I said, you know what? Let me actually sell some of the Tesla, and I got some hedge on. So we'll have to see. Then if you go look at the major indices, QQQ and SPY, to me, it looks like there's downside here, the 20 DMA at this point. Let's just call it a technical correction right now, right, to about low 290s on QQQ. And we'll take it from there once it touches. And SPY's getting pretty close already to the 20 DMA. All right, so a little bit of shift from me by looking at all those indicators, and also really informed by people in the community. I saw Vince also and Rex. There's different people I collaborate with, and when I see signals and it matches what I'm looking at, then I come out here and give the summary of what I'm seeing. So this is not just my idea, right? This is coming from collaboration. So, all right, let's take a look at now some individual stocks. Tesla, Microsoft, Google. Very interesting because we all know we don't have to rehash what's happening in Microsoft and Google. But I'll tell you this, yesterday said, hey, Google's at the 50-day moving average. Anyone want to take it, right? Technical bounce after losing 150 billion in market cap. It looked like a great time to take it. I didn't. I just didn't have the kahunas to do it because I'm really buying into the storyline, the fundamental story, the sentiment that could impact the fundamentals of Bing taking market share from Google because of ChatGPT integration. So I'm really buying that. It was hard for me to buy this technical bounce. Those who did, and I kind of had an inkling. I pushed it a couple times. Anyone getting it? Because I couldn't do it. All right, but it's bouncing off the 50-day moving average, and Microsoft really now correcting. I still really love Microsoft. I'm monitoring a bunch of things. I'm now following the Bing account on Twitter. I signed up for the wait list for the Bing-powered AI. I'm looking at the app rankings on Bing, and this looks like the real deal. I don't know, man. I really think Microsoft is going to hold supports. I see a big support here at 255 at the 200-day moving average, and going to have an upward bias, at least in terms of relative outperformance with Google. I think that may continue despite this technical bounce on Google right now. Tesla, again, I just covered that. Listen, we've had a big move from 120. I've been in this. I've been holding from 120. So I finally sold some yesterday around 211, I think it was, 210 or something like that. Yeah, it was probably around 210. I think I sold a little more at like 208, something like that. And have some of that in cash. But with some of that money, I actually bought more talk. So Julian pushed me into it. All right. So anyway, American Airlines, we'll talk about talk in a second. A little bit scared here. 20 DMA. I really want to see this hold. Let's see. Pre-market, it's a little bit below it. Let's see if we can hold that 20 DMA. Otherwise, you have strong support at $16. And then you have this big gap support here, $15.39. I am long on this. I don't know. I got in on that $25 price target right here. So I got a little suckered in. I thought that was going to be the catalyst. It's going to take this to $19. So I'm not really making any changes. Although in a red tape, it's going to be hard to get an airline stock to go up if people are the sentiment maybe shifting to recession. So we'll have to see if that works out or not. All right, here are a couple companies that could be interesting. This has been on our radar for a long time. Tractor Supply Group, TSCO, really solid earnings. They raised their dividend the other day by like 12%. look at this chart. It really looks like it wants to break out of this 52-week high, which is at 241.54. But there's a little catalyst this morning that can give it a push. And that catalyst was Gordon Haskett raising to buy with a $255 price target. Now, they've had a lot of other raises as well in the few weeks since earnings. I think as high as 275 price target. Most analysts are out there at about 255 on TSCO. But in the red tape, this is something that could do well. Ag, safety, whatever it is, low PE. So this is something you might want to take a trade in to break that 52-week high and make a move above that. FREY had an upgrade this morning, an initiation by Bank of America Securities. Oh, I don't know. I forgot I put the price target in the chat room. Let's see if I can find it here again. Price target is $13. Okay. So $13 price target on that, on FREY. Having a bit of a move here. I'm currently not in it. I basically got worried about that short thesis that came out and then a downgrade by Morgan Stanley. I think they had it as a top pick and then they downgraded. So something going on there in terms of, are they trustable? I'm not sure the answer to that. MBLY, another upgrade. I missed this. I'm out of it. I didn't like earnings and I got out. I had a nice ride from like 26, 27 to like 37, but I missed this move from like 37 to 43 after earnings. The analysts continue to put big price targets on it. This time it's Baird with a 55 bear from Baird this morning. All right, let's get into some individual stocks that I was holding overnight or swing trading or have big positions in that I think could outperform today. GNS, I mentioned it's getting tired, but they had good news this morning. Canceling a 7.5 million ATM. A little worried. If this does not really move on this, well, we got another catalyst, which is February 14th. They have the YouTube live stream, February 15th, YouTube live stream they have. So that's another catalyst, but really a little bit worried and a little bit surprised. This is not running after ChatGPT news, canceling the ATM. It's maybe just exhausted, coming up from like 40 cents all the way to $8, now pulling back. So we'll have to see if that breaks out, but I continue to hold position. Now, Talk, this has been one of my highest conviction plays in the last couple of weeks. The catalysts keep getting stacked one after another after another. Not going to rehash all of them here. But, what do we have to, maybe I will, right? The JP Morgan conference, flipping on profitability, earnings coming up. They just put the date out there yesterday on February 21st. This text therapy press release over here, the general M&A that's happening in the sector, trading at a like EV of 0, basically. I mean, and it looks like someone finally took note yesterday. Volume came in, big volume, was the highest volume in a couple months. Right at the end of the day, which I always like seeing that heavy volume at the end of the day, pushing it above a 90-cent resistance level. So let's see what this number is here, 95 cents. Maybe we make a move towards 95 cents today, and then the 200 DMA at 114. But I think I'm going to hold this for earnings. I'm hoping to get like $2 or $3 out of Talk if the CEO is not a liar. So we're going to find out. Because he did say they're going to talk about it in the February conference call. They're going to give more details around their imminent push to profitability and their lack of need for cash. And that they're going to flip to profitability and have a lot of cash left to do some other things, is what they were saying. So, I mean, this story has really gone unnoticed. Little surprise, but now finally someone noticed it. All right. DermTech, we covered this with Chris on the post-market wrap yesterday. We've been covering it for a while, but I was watching this because it was at the support here, the 20 and the 200-day moving average support. Then they had news yesterday, the veterans government saying they recommend the Veterans Administration cover this test. It's not even in this press release. It's not even in this news feed, but it's out there somewhere in other news feeds. So they're been getting a lot of insurance coverage lately. I really like this for a break of 6, a test of 643, and then potentially much higher. Then we get that gap over here to deal with at 721 and then 8. We'll see what happens. But for right now, I did pick up trading shares and finally got into some long-term shares in my IRA here yesterday. It's just too many insurers are picking up one after another after another. To me, it looks like an inflection in their business, which will turn hopefully into an inflection in their fundamentals later this year. So really like DermTech now. Let's see if we can get follow through on Talk and DermTech, and then GEO going up in sympathy with CXW. Their earnings are next week. Had a really nice move yesterday. I did shave a little bit off because I was like kind of heavy yesterday, but I am looking for a break of or a test of 1244. That's your next resistance. And then after that, I think this thing can explode to $14, $15. Now, will it take a great earnings report to do it? Maybe. Okay. But this thing is poised because it's got a massive short position of 21%. It's got a relatively low PE of 23 over here, the trailing PE. So I think there may be like ESG reasons or some reason why people are shorting it, and I'm not sure it's going to work out for them. So GEO looking for overperformance there. STNG, new 52-week high yesterday. Yesterday, I said this can see the 60s. Today, we'll see. I think earnings are also coming out next week on this. Matt really giving us his blessing on this. He talked to us about the book value. I expect it to be up in the 80s. So this is something I don't know if I bought back yesterday, but I do like this for a move to the 60s, STNG, after hitting a new 52-week high. Blink, another one where, like I said, I'm a little concerned. It should be doing better. Like GNS should be doing better. Blink did an offering at $12 and it went below the offering price. No warrants. And then it closed. The offering closed last night. I thought that'll be a catalyst to get this thing moving. I mean, it did put a little bit into it after hours in pre-market. And then they had some news this morning teaming up with Hertz, but it's just a one-day thing, it seems, to keep EV rental charging, EV charging free in Phoenix for Super Bowl. So seems like a few good things going on at Blink, and a little bit surprised that it went below 12 and not bouncing up quickly back towards 12. So maybe that'll. I did get into this. That has a potential for outperformance today in a red tape, given that news flow. SANW, 3 days in a row up after the Shell news. I'm looking for a break of $2 and a move to 230. So we'll see if this one can fight a red tape. 235 or so on SANW is my target. Got to break 2. CANO, I've been monitoring for a re-entry. 152. It was 151 by 152 this morning with a large ask at 152. I'm like, I don't know, because I'm looking at the 20 and the 50. I was like, maybe when it touches there, like 141, 142. So I didn't take it. Bounced already 4 or 5 cents this morning. So we'll see. Continue to monitor this. This is much higher risk because they did have a deal on the table that fell through. So why did it fell through? And they have like some financial issues. So although it goes up on the sentiment of M&A sentiment, it is a little bit risky. CETX still in that. Not getting the pop I want out of that, but it's consolidating nicely after this. And I'm thinking I can hold out for a little bit of news. This is a trash company, by the way, but it's a micro float, maybe a little AI angle. Maybe they'll do like a chat GPT thing. We'll see. But yesterday they said they regained NASDAQ compliance. So gave it a little bit of a bid yesterday. We'll see what happens. That's just a casino stock. Tableau over here. I saw an article, forgot which paper it was in, but I sent the link over the VIP research room about Yahoo firing like 20% of their staff. And what are they replacing that with? They're replacing with Tableau, right? They're outsourcing something to do with their ad tech. So we knew about this $1 billion deal. We were on top of this when this thing was 250 to 3, and we're calling for much higher targets. And I did get, a nice profit out of that, but I didn't hold it the whole way. Didn't have as much patience as I should have. But not only that, I was just a little bit surprised we didn't get collaboration from the community on Tableau. This is something, and I put it multiple times in the VIP research room, and it's beyond me why no one are guys who love earnings now, the fundamentals, put it on paper. We had that, and I put, their EPS and I have no commentary, and that's maybe why I didn't hold it longer or have great conviction. I'm like, what am I missing? So I'm not sure if people are paying attention to that VIP research room, but there's a lot of good stuff that's shared in there, a lot of good stuff. So take a look at Tableau, especially if you're into fundamentals and earnings and cash flow. And this thing is still trading at like a 5 PE or something after this Yahoo deal. So it looks like a really cheap thing. And now when I see Yahoo's actually firing people, it's one thing to have a press release that we're working with Yahoo and we're expected to get like $1 billion, a year in revenue or whatever. I forgot the numbers. It was massive. Those numbers. So it's one thing to have a press release, but it's another thing to then see Yahoo come in and fire 20% of their staff because they're partnering with Tableau. So, all right, I don't know, man. I don't know why people are not interested in this name. So I put it out there again. I tagged it in the VIP research room about their earnings and how their earnings are going to be impacted by the Yahoo deal. So hopefully someone will take a look at Tableau. Air, I'm just going to mention here, it's below $33 if it stays below here. That's like the 20 DMA. So it looks like it may be gapping below the 20 DMA this morning. And if it does, could kind of make its way to the $28 to $30 range. That would be like your next area of support. Well, there's some support at 32, but like in this window here is a possibility, and I'll be real interested to pick some up if we pull back into this area. I'm not worried at all longer term, and I do think we could see a big press release from Air imminently. Wouldn't be surprised if it comes Monday after they filed that ATM. I'm big into patterns, and history repeats until it doesn't, right? So when Gain did the ATM last time and then he hit the market with multiple PRs, I think is going to do that again and sell the ATM into the great news on Air. So that's what I'm expecting over here. Continue to hold a nice position in my long-term account. And with that, I'll bring on Vegas for the next segment of our show. Here we go. Good morning, Vegas. How are you doing?
I'm good. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. We covered already Tesla, Microsoft, Google at the top of the show, but if there's anything you want to add to that, definitely do that, and then give us one of your top picks for today.
I will say my top pick today is going to be Walmart. Really liking Walmart this morning.
I saw an upgrade this morning on that.
Yeah, I saw Walmart. They said give it, accumulate is what the analyst said, accumulate. So I do like Walmart pre-market, currently trading at 142.46. It needs to break 142.53, which I saw it did a little earlier. We're kind of right there right now. So if we can break that level, then I'm liking the day trade only, the 142 calls. You could do the one for today for Lotto, or you could do the one for next week. Feb 17, always safer. And my stop loss will be under 141.82. So if I pulled back, then I would definitely close my trade. So that's one of my top watches for today. I also I was looking at CVS, because that one's been on my I've been hearing that ticker a lot. CVS? Yeah, CVS.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, look at that. Mm-hmm.
And so one to watch as well. Maybe if this one can break $90.39, then I'll consider it for day trade. But it has room to like 91.50, 91.80, around there. So might could make a little over $1 on this one for day trade. So we'll see how that can go. Pretty much it. I have my watch list. Obviously, I'm still watching Tesla. I'm still bullish on Tesla. I know it's pulled back, but I certainly wouldn't want to see Tesla under 190 on a longer time frame. I wouldn't want it to go under 199 actually today either. So like, I'm going to be watching that level, and watching Apple. Like if Apple can break 150.52, I think we'll have a small little move to the upside. But
how are you feeling? How are you feeling about the overall indices? Yesterday, I'm not going to go through all the reasons why I did it, but I actually sold a little Tesla and got into a little hedge with UVXY and FNGD. I'm thinking we can see a pullback. What are you feeling on QQQ and SPY right now?
Well, listen, the SPY broke 407.50. So to me, on a longer time frame, that's showing a little weakness, but I'm not going to rule out the fact that the SPY cannot get back over 406.50, because if it does do that today, this has room to get back towards 409. So I'm not really going to be a bear yet. So even though we had a bit of a, let's say, selling pressure yesterday, that was just yesterday. I need to see more of that consecutively to say, okay, this is not looking really good. So, you have to just be adaptable, versatile to the market. But like, I'm not bearish yet on the market. Don't forget, we have CPI data coming on Tuesday. So I think once we get that information, I think we'll be able to gauge the market much
Oh,
better.
CPIs are ready on Tuesday, 11th?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
The
Okay.
14th. So, you
Yeah,
know, this I
yeah.
think will give us a much more clear direction of like what does the market want to do? Like where's it going? So that is coming on February 14th. The January inflation CPI will be published that day. And so the number is expected to come in higher than expected due to some revisions, but you know, the treasury yields are also are rising up again. So we'll definitely have to see if the market wants to do. If it does want to go down, I think we'll go below that 400 level, and you know, which will not be too pretty. But if it wants to continue, you know, we can break 417, and who knows, could go higher. So
All
just got
right.
to be like, wait for that data. I think once that comes out, we'll be able to get a much better, I guess, more direction, clearer direction as to like what the market wants to do. So CPI on Tuesday. So I think that'll be the catalyst in the market to either go up or go down.
Sounds good. I like your picks, especially that Walmart one and CVS look good. Take a look at these. I know you got to run, but I put these in the chat room. I think you might be interested in some of these. Can outperform
Yeah.
today.
Okay.
Sting, Talk, especially. Take a look at Talk. High volume yesterday. I think it's breaking out.
Which one's talk?
TALK.
TALK? Okay.
Yeah, that's one of my larger positions. I've had some patience with this, man, for months, and I think it's finally
Oh,
getting
okay.
noticed. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you might be interested in that
I
one.
like how you always find the little gems. That's great. Yeah. Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us, Vegas.
That's
Everyone, have
great,
a good
guys. Have a
weekend.
great day. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.